done.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy. Remember it so you don't have to. And welcome to another edition of Old vs. New. It's the fairy tale that teaches kids all around the world that doesn't matter what you look like or where you come from, as long as you work hard and have a kind heart, you too can get a makeover. Cinderella is a tale that's been told countless times, but the most definitive version belonged to Disney Animation in 1950. So it only figured when you have a moneymaker so iconic that it's cemented in everybody's memory, you remake it 65 years later. To much surprise though, not only were there big names and astounding visuals, but it also got quite the critical backing too, with people praising it for being such a stylized update. But as always, which one is better? Which one feels the most engaging, clever, and all around magical? Now, of course, being of the nostalgic persuasion, I have a little bit of a leaning towards the old. If only I could wish for someone that had an opposite opinion of me. If only I could wish for someone that had an opposite opinion of me. If only I could— Where the hell are you?
Sorry, this thing is really hard to walk in.
Christ, even when I want you in a video, you can't get it right.
Hey, give me a chance. I have whimsical support on this one.
Yeah? Who? Double bonus! Ah, great. What whimsical support can you offer?
Hey, I can get in touch with my feminine side. Watch. Sparkles! Butterflies! Explosions!
No.
Oh, okay, no explosions, but, ponies? Ponies!
How are you two still a thing?
What can I say? I love a woman that writes fan fiction about me.
Oh, and we both held you hostage that one time, so we have that in common.
You did it better.
You did!
No, you did.
You did.
No, you did. You did.
Hyper, isn't Benny gonna feel weird that you have another outlet for mindless violence?
Oh, come on. He's a professional assassin. This kind of thing doesn't bother people like him.
It's nothing, Benny. Nothing. Just add her to the list.
Okay, are you gonna debate me on these Cinderella movies or not?
There is no debate. The new one is better. If for no other reason than the lead actress had to lose 2 ribs to fit into that dress.
But it's so sexist and bland.
The original is sexist and bland.
You just like it because there's more flashy sparkles to play your inner 5-year-old. You're a flaky, flailing, flashy holic.
What did you call her?
Honey, I'm gonna do the crossover. Why don't you go start a war with a random country?
Oh, I get to use my random war generator. Jamaica it is!
So, Hyper, are you ready to be proven wrong once again?
The day you start being right.
Let's do Cinderella Old vs. New. Sometimes a prince leaves no impact on you whatsoever.
Dude, too soon.
I was talking about the royal position.
And I'm not.
He's the arm candy of our main character's dream. Let's take a look at Best Prince. While a lot of people give flack to some Disney princesses for not having enough character, people forget the princes often weren't even given time to have character. Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, and yes, Cinderella all have princes with only a handful of lines.
And where the one from Sleeping Beauty fought a dragon and the one from Snow White saved her from death, this one yawns.
Okay, look, it was a different time. A time when—
Yawning was an attractive trait?
I don't think you're taking into account how sexy that yawn was.
Heck, his father gets more screen time than this. So does his servant, for that matter.
Yes, but through them we're discovering the prince's character. And they're also relaying the chemistry between our 2 romantic leads.
You got nothing.
I got nothing.
Now with the remake, not only is the prince given a lot more on-screen time, but there's also a lot more time to develop their chemistry. Cinderella and him meet before the ball, and they have time to talk like normal people and build an appreciation of each other. Even during the ball, they talk and share experiences that help them build a stronger connection. She doesn't just see him and declare, "This is love," like in the original.
I wouldn't know anybody who did that.
I've moved on, Critic. I found a more sensible love.
Hey, babe, it turns out it's easy to Star War with this place. You just tell them that Cool Runnings is a 100% true story.
Bring me back a Rasta hat, smoochums.
Will do. Ah!
Okay, so maybe this prince has more charm, more personality, more screen time, more chemistry, and pretty much more of a connection with everybody he comes in contact with. But there is one thing that prince does not have. A shit ton of eyeliner.
Dude, again, too soon.
Just take the point.
After you give him an apology. He's waiting.
Disney has always created the greatest villains. And what's scarier than a middle-aged woman who's obsessed with housework?
Virtually anything.
This is Best Villain. This one is rough because it really is like comparing apples to oranges.
Well, to Snow White, that's an easy choice.
The original is said by many to be one of the greatest Disney villains ever, with her style, grace, and love of all the villainous things that she does. The only downside is it's only explained in narration why she doesn't like Cinderella. Because of this, it's a little harder to identify with her motivation.
In the new film, we see how her bitterness is born. She hears her husband confess that he preferred the first wife more, which makes her angry towards his offspring all the more understandable. We also see her slowly lure Cinderella into the role as servant, showing how patient and manipulative she can be.
The downside to that is it may make her too human by comparison. Which one is more frightening? The one whose motivations are made totally clear, or the one shrouded in mystery you're supposed to have no sorrow for? The original is so slimy and hateful, there's virtually no good in her at all. While the new one is so fragile and relatable that you can see the tragedy play out in every mean-spirited move that she makes. The original acts like someone who's in control, while the remake acts like someone who wants to be in control.
I guess it's kind of like comparing Zuko with Frollo. Boy, one of them needs a breakfast cereal. One is sympathetic while the other is pure evil, both still coming off as complex and interesting. So how do we really judge which one is best?
Well, I guess whichever one scares us the most is the most intimidating.
Well, I guess that speech that the new one made in the dark is creepy in its own right. But the new one has the mind of a sociopath, which is very psychologically terrifying. But the new one has a more developed past, allowing her to... Okay, she wins! God, that look is scary.
Some people just can't handle a good old-fashioned death glare.
Ah, you whore!
Remember, I can point just as hard as you.
Yeah, we seem to have unbelievable power with this, don't we?
Wow! Never forget.
Hey, Hyper, by any chance are you of Indian descent?
No, why?
That's 20 metal plates in my head. The only downside is I don't know what half the words that begin with S mean. Ask me the definition of seagull.
What's the definition of seagull?
Stop making up words, honey.
You don't get it. When you hire an assassin, you use only him for life.
No, you don't understand. When you have a review already full of a ton of estrogen, hey, and the good-looking half of that estrogen is threatened, you awaken a demon that will not sleep into the night. Oh, by the way, honey, I got your hat.
Thank you so much, Wooble.
No problem, babe. Into the night.
You might be good with a gun, but you're nothing compared to my stealth.
Ha! I can see you coming a mile away. I was looking right at him. How did he do that?
Is something wrong, Possum Bear?
Nothing, Heart Eater. You and your lady friend keep talking princesses.
Stop calling me that.
I have to bury my bullets in the bloody body of a bastardized bitch!
No!
No?
This one has more bullets.
I love you, Skull Crusher!
I love you, Turtle Duck.
Ah!
Back to the the debate.
But that all sounded amazing!
Critic.
Okay, fine. This is best side characters.
Though everyone remembers the talking mice in the original, they're very scaled down in the remake, to the point where they don't even speak.
A different tone, to say the least, but everybody loves the singing mice and their
Leave the sewing to the women.
slightly sexist lines.
Hey, Stallone knitted a sweater.
But come on, who could forget Lucifer the cat, or the horse, or the dog, the king and servants, the stepsisters? These are characters we all remember.
Yes, you remember them because there's a ton of time devoted to them. Too much time. In the remake, the supporting cast stays exactly that, supportive. In the original, they hijack the movie on several occasions. While they're cute and all, they take time away from the more important elements, like the prince and the chemistry that's supposed to build between him and Cinderella.
But hey, you were talking about how the king gets way too much time in the old one. He gets just as much time in the new one.
Yes, but it's with the prince. Every scene with him is helping develop the prince's character even more, establishing his responsibilities, his goals, and his connection with his father. We never even see the prince and his father together in the original, apart from an eye roll.
But again, it was a very passionate eye roll. I suppose the last big one to talk about is the fairy godmother. In the new one, she's played more for laughs because, well, she's Helena Bonham Carter, and that's what you do with her now.
But you have to admit, some comedy is very welcomed after Cinderella is at her lowest moment. And also, she has to prove her worth by disguising herself as a homeless lady looking for water. And it's only after Cinderella gives it to her that she grants all her wishes.
But isn't that kind of pointless? She has to know she's a kind person if she's showing up there. I mean, watching her like a godmother.
Maybe, but have you figured this? Cinderella is in shambles. She can't go to the ball, her dress is ruined, and her family hates her. Most people in that state would be too frustrated to be nice to the old woman, so by helping someone else, even in one of her worst moments, it cements what a good person she is.
I guess, but I don't know. The other one talks to her like a loving grandparent. Someone she's familiar with enough to know she would do that anyway. She has a warmth and a comfort that needs to be seen after such hardship. I wouldn't want to laugh after going through all this. I would want to feel supported. And after years of slaving for your family, suddenly being put to a test to see if you're a nice person does not seem very supportive.
Okay, maybe the fairy godmother is a little better in the original.
Did I mention she's a liar too?
And you find that really comfortable.
I got glass sneakers because of her. They hurt!
But the fact still remains that the supporting cast does more than support. They take over. They steal scenes that shouldn't have to be stolen by them. While there is still focus on Cinderella and the stepmother, other important elements are being overlooked, and the new film keeps the focus where it should be. The main characters stay the main characters, and the supporting roles stay the supporting roles.
I guess I can't really fault you on that. New gets the point.
You forgot a heartless prince joke.
Shut up.